Welcome to the 2020 Virtual Veterans Day Parade. My name is Mike Hennessy.
And I'm Susan Hennessy. I would like to introduce Angela Tirado to sing our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watch were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
That anthem is just fantastic. When she sings it, I get goosebumps all over when she sings that anthem. And I'm telling you, she definitely is the voice of San Jose. And having her involved with our parade is just fantastic to have her. We have some other singers coming up later on through the show, too. You're going to really enjoy. There's a lot went on to do the virtual parade. We all did wear our masks. We do believe in the COVID-19. And we all took our masks. We took everything very seriously. We hope everybody out there does, too.
I would like to introduce Chaplain Bill McCorkadale to lead us in the opening prayer.
Thank you for joining us today for our Veterans Day Parade. On behalf of the United Veterans Council, as a chaplain, I am privileged to bring today's invocation. Let us pray. Heavenly Father, we thank you today for your amazing love for us. And we want to thank you, Lord, for our nation, the United States of America, a nation, Lord, that you brought forth and have sustained these many wars, conflicts, and pestilences. We want to thank you for our freedom and for the liberty we enjoy every day. We thank you, Lord, for our veterans, the men and women who have answered the call of their country and have sacrificed so much for our freedom. Lord, today is a special day. It's unlike any other day of the year in our country. Today is Veterans Day, the day set aside by our country to honor and give thanks to our veterans for their service and their sacrifice. For it is these men and women who answered the call of our nation, who have paid the price, who have borne the burden, who helped meet the hardships and have assured the survival and success of liberty for all who call America their home. Today, Lord, we remember them, yes, and we give thanks for them. So, Lord, as we gather on this Veterans Day, may you stir our hearts and minds with the highest sense of gratitude, thankfulness, and patriotism as we remember those who have served, those who have fought, and those who have died for our great nation. Let us be constantly aware every day of their sacrifice, not just today, but every day. May we always be ready to reach out and say thank you for their sacrifice and their service. May all that this day symbolizes renew our faith in freedom, our devotion to democracy, and redouble our efforts to assure the survival and success of liberty. Grant that we may dedicate ourselves afresh and anew to the task of daily embracing the goodwill and freedom that our forefathers and that every American veteran has fought for, suffered for, and died for. That the pursuit of liberty and justice will live in the hearts of a free people. Let your light always guide us, and let peace and goodwill towards our fellow man be the goal of every American every day. To you, Lord, be the glory and the honor and the power, for it is in your holy name that we pray today. Amen.
You know, having the tradition of having a prayer to open up the event, Susan, it does mean a lot. And
It does.
somebody like us, we really like tradition. I think tradition is very important in the household and our daily life, and working with the military people involved. It really means a lot, really, to us. And doing the parade and all the stuff happening, we got 95 entries every year, and I really wish that we could show the whole parade all over again, but you're able to go ahead and see the parade. Check one of our websites. We'll have all sorts of stuff here coming up on the screen of where to see the parade from last year. So you can kind of see really what we got going on. We got a lot of great stuff going on. And there's a guy that runs this parade. And I just say it was a guy that runs it. The guy that's in charge is the president. His name is Ray Watts. Ray actually turned out to be my friend, and that means a lot to me. And I'm kind of my personal life is very difficult in some ways because I'm a busy guy, and having a guy like Ray as a personal friend is an honor to me. To have as a friend, it's an honor to work with us. Hey, sit back and listen to what Ray had to say.
Good morning. I'm retired Colonel Ray Watts with the California Army National Guard, currently serving as the president of the United Veterans Council of Santa Clara County. We're here today to give honor and respect to those in the uniform and those who support those members in the uniform. The UVC has been around since 1922 and has been hosting the annual San Jose Downtown Veterans Day Parade for decades. I don't think it would be a surprise to anyone if we decided to do this year's parade virtually. However, the same amount of focus, dedication, and commitment to excel went into this year's virtual event. The theme for this year is called We Honor Their Sacrifice. 2020 has been a year of challenges and obstacles for all citizens of Santa Clara County, in service, out of service, or supporting those in service, including those who wear the uniform for public service, such as fire department, law enforcement, and to include our medical professionals. While this year has been challenging, it's one of gratitude, honor, and resiliency of how our community continues to meet the challenges presented before us. Our resiliency is a depiction of character and commitment to one another. When times get hard, we grit our teeth, we bear down on the foundational beliefs of success that has made this county, this country, and state a nation of one for optimism. We've proven the ability to overcome challenges of all kinds, trauma, tragedy, personal crisis, and we will bounce back stronger, wiser, and more personally powerful. Simply stated, this is what the citizens of this county does when faced with life's inevitable difficulties. So on this day, we honor those who proudly wear the uniform, who've worn the uniform, or who will wear the military uniform in defense of our freedoms and our way of life. So we honor their sacrifice. While we don't know all the answers today, our resiliency will get us through the challenges presented before us as a stronger community and nation. Elizabeth Edwards has quoted as saying, "Resiliency is accepting your new reality, even if it's less good than the one you had before. You can fight it, you can do nothing but scream about it, but you know what you've lost. Or you can accept it and try to put together something that's good." This year's virtual parade is to put something together that's good. I'm confident we'll do just that. I hope you enjoy the presentation, and I'd like to share my personal appreciation and gratitude in support of this year's endeavor from congressional leaders, county and city leaders, and special guests providing input for this year's virtual event. Additionally, I'm appreciative of the collaboration support the UVC has received this year from Chuck Baker with Wells Fargo Bank, Jennifer Loving with Destination Home, James Rebar with Parks and Recreation, and lastly, this year's virtual production would not have been possible if not for the hard work and exemplary support from the UVC staff, Mike Hennessy and his excellent production crew, and Ray Pulver with Upbeat Parades Productions. I ask you to again, take time and reflect and give honor and respect to those who wear the uniform. So enjoy the show. May God continue to bless you, your family, and the United States of America. Thank you.
Ah, great, Mike. And now, some more music, ladies and gentlemen. The Union Middle School Tiger Marching Band, proud to be once again marching in the San Jose Veterans Day Parade. The group wants to thank all the veterans and families for their service to the United States of America. Great sounding group. Union Middle School Tigers.
Color guard, forward, march. Left, 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 right, left. Mark time, march. Left turn, march. Color guard, halt. Present, arms. Order, arms. Right, face. Forward, march. Left, 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 right. Left, 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 right.
Hi, my name is Antonio Lorenzo, and I'm a senior here at Santa Clara University's ROTC program. Veterans Day to me is a day where we get to reflect and honor all past and present veterans. So from the bottom of my heart, I want to thank all veterans out there, and I'm proud to say that I'm following in your footsteps. I'm honored to present the Grand Marshal for this year's Veterans Day Parade, Major General retired Hillhouse. Thank you.
Good morning. This is Kent Hillhouse, the Grand Marshal of today's parade, and here to talk a little bit about the San Jose Veterans Memorial. I was on the committee back in the late 90s. We actually brought this on board around 1997 on Veterans Day, November 11th. And there was a lot of discussion on our committee about the white flags. Now, on a battlefield, obviously a white flag indicates surrender, but not the case in a memorial. It's more about innocence, peace, virtue, that type of thing. So that's why we have the white flags. We also view a memorial like the San Jose Memorial as sacred ground, a place where veterans can come and contemplate. Their families and friends can rediscover their sacrifices, make sense out of what they have done, being away from their families. Some of the veterans never came home from San Jose. I came to San Jose, I'm a California veteran, but came to San Jose in 1959. So the Veterans Memorial, as I had mentioned, if you ever visited memorials in Washington, D.C., you'll understand why it's important to have the same type of memorials here in our local area. Because California, for example, in the Vietnam War, put more people into the Vietnam War. Demographically, we had more people in the state. So, therefore, we like to have memorials here for the veterans. Whenever I visit the Veterans Hospital in Palo Alto and meet the young warriors who come in sometimes for periods of 2 to 3 years for recovery, I have to say that I'm proud of these guys. These are guys who sacrificed just like their great-grandfathers and their grandfathers have done in previous wars. And I'm proud to be around these guys. And at some point, we bring them over to these memorials so they can get a feel for the appreciation the community has for their service. So that said, we also put together a memorial in Los Gatos. And you'll notice that the memorials in San Jose, both the Vietnam Memorial and this memorial here on Park Avenue, and the Los Gatos Memorial and the Campbell Memorial, these are all more like art pieces. Well-known artists like Frank Morris, who's a world-class guy who does the gold coin, the code talkers, the gold coins for the U.S. Mint, designed the memorial in Los Gatos. So these memorials are not only for veterans and their families and friends of families. These memorials are there to be appreciated by the community. Wishing all of you a very happy Veterans Day today. Please enjoy it with your families and think about the veterans who sacrificed for our community. Thank you.
Friends, it's been said by too many of us too often that we live in a very divided moment. But there are values that still unite us as a country, and one value above all, and that is service. We remember and honor those veterans who have served us in their lives, who have made that sacrifice, who have stood up for freedom when too often others might run. I want to extend my deepest gratitude to all of our veterans and to their families for the sacrifice and the service you have offered our country. Thank you, veterans.
Hi, my name is Dennis Fogarty. What does Veterans Day mean to me? It's my opportunity to give back to the community of veterans, their wives, the spouses, everybody, the whole family, because we did our bit for mankind, and so this is my payback. Thank you.
Veterans Day is a way to say thank you. I didn't used to pay attention to Veterans Day, ignored it, until after my son graduated from high school and joined the Marines. He was part of the initial invasion of Iraq in 2003. I get it. I thank all those who have served our military, who have provided our freedoms, and that allows me to stand right here and speak to you. Thank you very much for your service.
Good afternoon. I'm Wayne Heimsouth, and I'm just enjoying the family events of Veterans Day. I'm a student of World War II history, and it's just amazing how many people don't know what the sacrifices were. We lost a lot of people in Europe, but what we had to go through in the Pacific War was unbelievable. It's amazing how we could have lost, and I'm glad we did win, and we're enjoying the country we have today.
You know, throughout doing this whole show, there's a lot of special people that came to visit us when we set up the filming to meet all these people.
I really enjoyed meeting Warren Upton. He is one of the survivors from Pearl Harbor. I think last year he said he was 100 years old in October, so this year he's 101.
And he's still going strong.
He is. He looks great. He reminds me so much of my uncle. Same demeanor, big smile. Nice guy.
Great piece to check out. We meet a lot of our special guests throughout the show, but I think a couple are coming up. I'm proud to stand next to and interview Warren Upton. Warren, how you doing?
Just fine, thank you.
Is what I want to let everybody know that's watching this. Warren was from one of the survivors from Pearl Harbor. And how old are you, Warren?
100 this in October.
100 years young. You still got a lot more years left, don't you?
I hope so.
We all hope so. And you're going to be, we'll be seeing you in the parade, right?
Right.
Well, good, Warren. A pleasure to have you here. And I'm telling you, meeting some of these folks here, I'm telling you, this makes the whole show. Thank you, Warren.
Thank you. And have a happy Veterans Day.
Very good. Happy Veterans Day. I would encourage anybody, if you ever have any need to do anything and you really don't feel you want to turn it into a couch potato, get a hold of Ray Watts. Get a hold of people over there. They'll take you as a volunteer because we could take all the people we could get. But what it takes to run one of these shows?
It takes a lot of people,
You know,
a lot of dedication.
somebody in mind you know quite well.
I can think of Gina.
Gina, we have a clip we're going to show you with a couple other clips mixed in there, a little montage of things. But Gina really helps run the whole thing. And believe me, Gina carries a pretty big stick.
She's a natural born leader.
She really is.
She's organized.
She keeps everybody kind of the flow going for the event.
She does.
Lining up cars. See, car guys are like kindergartners with money. And you got to get somebody like Gina to make them get in line and organize them.
Yep.
So sit back and get it, enjoy. I'm standing next to one of the most beautiful people for the parades. I said parades plural, but Gina runs all the cars, all the stations, and all the stuff. How you doing, Gina?
Fine.
She's always a person for a lot of words. So we're looking for you, and Susan goes, I can't find Gina. And I said, just everybody be quiet. We'll hear her.
Nope, not today. I wasn't yelling today. I was nice and calm, and everything worked out. We have cars for everybody, and there's not one single car left, so they're all rolling out.
And you have everything under control, don't you?
Yes, I do. I'm done. I'm waiting for my politicians and my veterans.
No one messes with Gina. I want to say beyond the parade for everybody, thank you, Gina.
You're welcome.
You
I
deserve
enjoy it.
Oh,
thank you.
It's great.
All right.
Now, Mike, you're a car guy, so I think you would have something to say about how important cars are to the parade.
I was waiting for this segment. I think you know that. I didn't know when you were going to chime in with it. There's so many things going on. Yes, cars have a lot to do with almost every parade, and especially, of course, are the parade for the Veterans Day Parade. And the cars are just spectacular. And you're going to meet the owners of a couple of these. There's Alan and Lucy Greenberg that bring the vintage cars.
Yes.
And they make such a big point because of the special guests that they get to ride in them. They have great stories. And last year, of course, we had Buzz Marsden from the Corvette Club. And the sad thing is Buzz Marsden passed away a few weeks ago, and we were saddened to hear that. He played a big part every single year. We would call Buzz.
Yes.
He had the whole club there, all the cars, and some things the public doesn't know. They brought food for people, whoever, from anybody that's involved in the parade. They set up trays and pretty much fed everybody there that had something to do with even visiting the parade. So when you sit back here, you're going to meet Buzz again one more time and salute him away. And of course, you're going to meet a few other car people in there, but cars are pretty important to these. Check them out. Hello, Buzz Marsden. Thank you to the Corvette Club. He brought out, I think, 25 or 30 Corvettes there. Buzz, how's things going today, bud?
We're alive and well, enjoying Veterans Day.
How many Corvettes you get out here today?
We've got about 25 Corvettes. Usually we have about this many.
And how many is the total, what's the name of the club, the group?
Well, these are all under Western States Corvette Council. It's a group of 53 Corvette clubs throughout all of Northern California all the way to Colorado. But here today, most of these cars are from Santa Clara Corvettes, largest club in Western States Corvette Council, WSCC, and most of these cars are from that club.
Well, I want to tell everybody stuff. He has all the letters and all the numbers, but there's one thing he left out, is all it really took was just one phone call. Buzz says how many cars you need there, and that's what you did. We want to thank you as the Parade Society. Thank you for being here.
We love doing it.
We love having you guys here to honor the veterans. You don't get better people than these folks.
All right,
Me being a Corvette collector, I know what it's all about. These folks are in this parade every year. And how many years have you guys been doing this parade?
Oh, about 15 or more.
Now what group is this from?
Santa Clara Valley Model T Ford Club.
Good. And you are?
I am Lucy.
Lucy.
His wife.
And you're with Alan, and you are?
I'm Gene Mazza, and this is my second parade.
And you are?
I'm Chris Berto.
Hi, Chris. How are you? And then I hear you drive a Model T.
Yeah.
Very cool. Get people involved out there in this car world, seeing young people do it. They're going to be in the parade. Got a lot of stuff to look at, a lot of stuff to see. So these guys got to get back to their cars and make them look nice. See it around. All the stuff you're seeing all these people, the hard work they do, and you listen to what they had to say. But what really takes a lot to operate one of these, of course, is the camera work, like our great gal Estelle that runs all the camera work when we do the show, but it's the still photos. And believe me, it takes a whole team to do this. And we have some great photographers. We got Dennis Maddich, we got Rich Sieve, and of course the neat thing is, I think it was Gene, he picked up the phone, he called San Jose History Museum, and they sent pictures from 2018.
Yeah.
And then where's some pictures you were talking about, wasn't it?
1918.
Oh, 1918. Jeez.
1918.
Thank God my wife straightened me out on that one.
Yeah.
And there's some other photos you sent in, wasn't there?
Oh, yeah. We have photos of people have sent in photos from their family. My father, my grandfather was in World War I. My dad was in the Korean War. My uncle was in World War II. He lived to be 102. He had a Purple Heart, a Bronze Star, a Silver Star, and the nicest, sweetest guy you'd ever know.
You would never know it. The only way you get a conversation was talk military. But we're going to show you all the pictures you're going to see throughout the whole complete show we got going today. These are from the fine work from all of our photographers and all the vintage stuff that came in. So when you see Dennis and Rich have a couple quick things to say, but they'll go through the whole event. And believe me, they're gone for the whole day. We give them a golf cart and boom, they're out of Dodge. They're taking pictures of everybody. You'll enjoy these.
When I think of Veterans Day, I think of my parents and those who served in the military. Now, my mom was in the Waves during World War II. That is part of the United States Naval Reserve. WAVES is an acronym for Women Accepted for Volunteer Emergency Service. Now, she served as a nurse during World War II. My dad was an aircraft mechanic in the Navy and served on the aircraft carrier USS Bunker Hill. He served in the Pacific Theater. My father-in-law fought for Britain in the Italian campaign. I also have muster sheets for my great-great-grandfather who fought in the Civil War for the North. Now, I really enjoyed photographing the parade last year. First, we got to photograph the dignitaries at the Discovery Museum. And I especially liked photographing the Rosie the Riveters, and they even posed and flexed their muscles for the camera. From there, we went over to the Shark Tank, where all the cars in the parade assembled at. And being a car guy, I really enjoyed photographing the hot rods and the classic cars and the military vehicles. Now, what I notice about the Veterans Day Parade are the people really respect the military. Now, one moment I found very touching during the parade was when the paralyzed veterans were going down the parade route in their wheelchairs. The crowd got really silent, but the applause, the clapping got really loud, and many of the people even thanked them personally, and I found that to be very touching, as they gave a really big sacrifice for this country.
And a group we should all give recognition to: Paralyzed Veterans of America, Bay Area and Western chapters. The Paralyzed Veterans of America, Bay Area Western chapter, dedicated to the task of improving the quality of life of veterans with paralysis due to spinal cord dysfunction and to the protection of their civil rights. They're committed to the duty of assisting paralyzed veterans by advocating for unfettered access to VA health care and barrier-free access to the community. Their goal is to ensure the fulfillment of the need for the health and well-being of their members and all paralyzed veterans throughout education, information, and referral, medical research, physical and psychological. Thank you, Paralyzed Veterans of America.
Hi, I'm Richard Sieve. I did almost 5 years in the Air Force from 56 to 61. I was flying at the time we had downrange missile support on the East Coast. We went from Cape Canaveral down to Ascension Island. At the time they were developing the nose cone and the heat shield. And oftentimes our cargo coming back from Ascension Island would be a nose cone and a heat shield, though we didn't know that usually until we got back. It was an interesting job. I think the military was a good thing for me, and I think it would be a good thing for most American kids. I think spending some time in government service, it doesn't have to be the military, it could be some other volunteer service, would be a good thing. Many countries in the world do that. I had the good fortune of being in Israel this past year, and there everyone does 2 years of government service at least, men and women. And I think it really unifies a country and helps you understand what it's all about.
We also want to thank the Boy Scouts of America as well, walking with that group before us. And now, rounding the corner, Mount Pleasant High School Cardinal Band. Yeah, Mount Pleasant. Up next. Are you guys having a good time? All right. Up next, Mount Pleasant High School Band from East San Jose has been a continuous fixture in the community for over 50 years, performing mostly in concert and jazz settings. The Cardinal Band returned to the streets for the first time in last year's parade and are excited to be marching with the U.S. Marine Corps Junior ROTC. The program again to support veterans. Drum Major Don Fan and Mount Pleasant Cardinal Band would like to thank all veterans for their selfless service. My brother graduated from Mount Pleasant.
Oh, really?
Yeah. One of my brothers.
What's the thank you for?
That's following the band.
Good morning. The title of veteran must be earned. It's a title endowed by a grateful nation on citizens whose shoulders were broad enough to carry the weight of our common defense. It's a title that speaks of courage and sacrifice in the face of mortal danger. It is a title that speaks of compassion and heartbreak in the wake of a terrible cost of war. And it is a title that speaks of our love of country and the belief that America's goodness and strength. Those who served and became our nation's veterans, when you put your uniforms aside and resumed your civilian lives, you have distinguished yourselves by your service. This is your day. So I want you to don your favorite military hat and prepare yourself as you walk around and people tell you, thank you for your service. May God bless you, and may God bless your families, and God bless America.
Can you imagine riding in that equipment back in '45?
A lot of stuff. Some of these things were in a warehouse in Woodside at the Jacques Littlefield had a full, complete collection of everything you see here. And Jacques passed away a few years ago, but he had, you kind of name it, tanks. I think 65 operational tanks at his place. It was pretty phenomenal. They had vehicles like the amphibious type vehicles, that like these here, and there's some people here in the Bay Area that collect these, build them, and put them in parades like these guys and gals. You kids having a good time in there? Wow, like that. That's what it's all about. Good job.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining us on our 102nd tribute to the members, the men and women of our military service, and to their families who have given their children to our country. Yes, it is 102 years since our nation has set aside a special day to recognize the military veterans and active duty personnel. And every year, for those years, we have held our event here in San Jose for Santa Clara County veterans. A parade has been staged every year, rain or shine, and during the darkest years of social disruption from the late 60s until the 1975. It has and will continue to be held in the future because our veterans deserve a public expression of our appreciation and thanks for their service. Don't ever forget, freedom is not free. COVID-19 has not deterred us from our annual tribute, and it is because viewers like yourself wish to have this tribute and is even more meaningful to our veterans. I also wish to thank for their service in staging this event Wayne Heimsloth, our Sergeant at Arms with the United Veterans Council, Adele Buttonbill, who is with the Blue Star Moms, Dennis Fogarty from the American Legion, and Chaplain Bill McCormick, also of the American Legion.
You know, talking to a lot of our special guests that we've had, we've been out to dinner with pretty much all of them, which kind of neat. It's got like a big family over there. But John Swenson happened to show up. It just took a phone call, and almost everybody here was just a phone call, even the politicians. We have a guy coming up named John Swenson, and of course Sal Pizarro, you know, from the San Jose Mercury News. Everybody knows Sal. John Swenson wrote the book called Firebirds, and that was done a movie with Tommy Lee Jones and Nicolas Cage. John's from De Anza College, an expert on Vietnam, and he basically he said, Mike, I got to go ahead and talk about a little bit of my topic and stuff. So John Swenson is coming up, and it does a pretty good job.
I'm John Swenson. I'm a retired Army. I'm very privileged to be here in San Jose, where we have wonderful veterans memorials that help us to remember the service of veterans. If we go to Campbell, we'll find a new veterans memorial there. Similarly, a beautiful memorial at Los Gatos, and also in Cupertino, where I work at De Anza College. Cupertino Veterans Memorial is focused on Afghanistan, the nation's first memorial to Afghanistan, and features Operation Red Wings. So we're here in the communities that celebrate veterans. Here in San Jose, we also have the Vietnam Boat People Museum at Kelly Park and Center Avenue. So this Veterans Day, if you can, go out and celebrate Veterans Day by remembering the service of our veterans at one of these wonderful places. Thank you.
And now, San Jose Vet Center. San Jose Vet Center, community-based and part of the Department of Veterans Affairs, established by Congress in 1979. Provides to veterans who served in all the war zones and other periods of armed hostilities. They especially wish to reach out to their Operation Enduring Freedom, Operation Iraqi Freedom, and Operation New Dawn veterans. Welcome them home and helping with them with seamless transition, along with other veterans negatively affected by military or sexual trauma. The goal of the Vet Center is to provide a broad range of services at no cost, including outreach, education, counseling, and referral to eligible veterans and their families to help them make a satisfying post-military return to civilization. San Jose Vet Center, we thank you.
When you sit down and see a bunch of those clips from last year, who was your co-host? Is it
Tony Karras. He's got a great announcer voice. He knows everything. He's great.
He was fantastic.
He does an awesome job.
He kind of carried that. I wish I could take the credit or you take the credit. But Tony, we want to say thank you for all your support, what you do for the parade. And you were just phenomenal.
Now this brings back memories. When I was at San Jose High, we marched in every Veterans Day parade when we were in school, and we marched in parades all across Northern California when we had the opportunity. So it's great to see marching bands out, and it's great to see the high schools now with some great programs, music programs especially. This is an outstanding group.
Nice job, young ladies. Boy, Tony, look at that band.
I told you. And believe it or not, almost every high school in Santa Cruz County had a band of that size. That was some time ago, though. And I was one of them.
Going go over all the footage of last year's parade, there's a lot of exciting moments because we had the best seat in the house.
Oh, we did.
I mean, everything coming down. We have Estella, the camera, the whole crew, the whole bit, and we had everybody coming toward us. And there's some pieces that were just really remarkable to Susan and I. And there happens to be, there's a good friend of mine. You remember who that is?
Ed Archer.
Ed Archer, and there was from the group called the Doughboys. And you're going to hear the story in the clip that Estelle's going to run from last year. Check that out. That's really a pretty neat piece. Welcome home, Doughboys. A couple reasons why they might have had the name Doughboys. Red Cross made them a lot of donuts that year. They thought it was be teased from that. Then, of course, it came from sloshing in the mud. They're not really sure exactly how the Doughboys came together. Good friend of mine, Ed Archer's there in the middle. And, of course, a good car guy. There's Greg Greenwood from the U.S. Navy. And, of course, there is Greg Tendy, if I said his name right. Now, if you notice that the Pierce Arrow has nobody in it, reason for that is because anybody from that era are not here anymore. And that's what it represents. The ladies in the Model T represent the Women's Motor Corps. Marjorie Lento, Cindy Gregg, Karen Archer, and Asia de Cordova. Cindy, how are you? Very good, Cindy Chavez. District 2. She's done everything. Good job, Cindy, thank you. Gorgeous car.
Well, thank you so much for letting me join you today and celebrating Veterans Day. And what Veterans Day means to me is that this is an opportunity for us to say thank you, to be in total gratitude for people in our community who choose to serve others. There's a quote from the Bible that says, "Greater love hath no man than to lay down his life for a friend." And what's so powerful to me about that is that people who choose to serve their country recognize that their families are bigger than the ones they grew up with. It's bigger than their neighborhood. It's bigger than their city. It's bigger than their county. It really means that these are people who understand the purpose of our country so deeply that they're willing to give everything. So today, to all the veterans, including my own family members, Mariah and Marcus, I am so very proud of you, and remind us always that we owe you a debt of gratitude. And the way for us to show it is through parades and celebrations, but through healthcare and housing. Challenge us to do more. We must. Thank you.
Okay, Dave, I'm not going to leave you out of this one. Dave Cortese! How was that, Dave? I did it for Ash. Good to see you, Dave. Dave's running for Jim Bell's seat over here for the Senate.
Hi, I'm Santa Clara County Supervisor Dave Cortese, and I'm going to take this mask off right now so I can be heard with what I'm going to say, because it's important for us, I think all of us, to be heard on Veterans Day, to thank our veterans for the great contributions and sacrifices they've made. And of course, so many have made the ultimate sacrifice on behalf of our country. It's very special to me, Veterans Day is, because my father was a veteran. I was actually born in the Fort Ord Army Hospital. So there's a tradition in our family of not only respecting veterans, but respecting the military in general. And of course, here in the city of San Jose, in combination with the mayor, we put together the All the Way Home campaign, which has housed more than 1,600 unhoused or homeless veterans over the past few years. So thank you so much for having me. Thank you, veterans, for everything you've done, not only for this community, but for the state of California and for the United States of America, and God bless you all.
Our military people are absolutely spectacular in a lot of things they do, and we had those big fires.
Oh, yeah.
And the fires were just absolutely crazy. They just went out of control. We're still having issues with them. And there were two men that you're going to see coming up. They got into a helicopter in the middle of the night, 1 to 2 in the morning. They could barely see smoke. They're at night. They're going down to save people's lives. I get a goosebump telling it. They saved people's lives. Everybody was saved. And it wasn't for these two guys basically it'd be a real negative side to this story. And
Hello, I'm Warren Finch. I'm a colonel with United States Volunteers America. We're a 501c19 organization that helps the Guard and reserves to do final military honors. I get asked at times what Veterans Day means to me. There are several things that come to mind. It started with the celebration after the end of World War I, where people celebrated the end of the war to end all wars. It would have been nice if that had happened. Sadly, it did not end all wars. Therefore, a lot of people have served and are serving in our militaries. Veterans Day is primarily to honor those who have served and are currently serving in the various branches of the military. I have several friends who are still serving, and I'm proud to honor them. One of my friends, Joseph Rosamond, with his crew in a CH-47 and another crew in a UH-60 Blackhawk, risked their lives to rescue 240 people in the fires near Fresno. Their attitude were that there were people that needed help. They were trapped and had no way of escape. They did not think about how dangerous it was. They did not worry about what they had to do other than to try to get those people out as safely as possible. As a result of their actions, they were presented the Distinguished Flying Cross. This was presented by our President Donald Trump. They are true examples of what heroes are. There are several of my friends that I have that have sadly passed. Some of them after they have arrived back home, some of them never made it home. They all are heroes in that they gave of their time. Their precious gift is something we can never reclaim. They will be remembered. They served their country to protect our freedom. Freedom is not free. I would say please reach out to those friends and family members of yours that are serving or have served in the military, and please tell them thank you. God bless you, and God bless America.
Hi, my name is CDB-5 Joseph Rosamond. I'm an aircraft instructor here at the Stockton Army Aviation Support Facility. Veterans Day to me means honoring those that have served before us, that have paved the way for our careers and done all the sacrificing before us. Those members are in our communities, and we cross by their paths every single day. So when you see them wearing their hats or wearing their flags, please thank a veteran. I'd also like to extend a thank you to the United Veterans Council of Santa Clara for giving us this opportunity and for honoring all those veterans out in our community today.
And my name is Sergeant George Esquivel. I'm with the California Army National Guard. I work here at Stockton ASF number 2 as a flight engineer and an aircraft mechanic. I was asked a question, what does Veterans Day mean to me? To me, it personally means to honor those who have sacrificed so much being away from family, who are currently serving right now, those who have served and those who serve in the future. Myself, I'm a veteran. A lot of the people that I work with are veterans as well, but I still take the time out of my day to notice a veteran and actually thank them for their service. If it wasn't for them, we wouldn't be where we're at today, and it's something near and dear to my heart.
Following the chapter is the American GI Forum of San Jose. The American GI Forum is a veterans organization and also a strong advocate of education and community matters. Currently, they are the second oldest nonprofit American GI Forum in the Western United States and referred for many years as Old Number One. They just celebrated their 60th anniversary, plus held their annual State American GI Forum Conference here in San Jose in August. The goals are to develop leadership skills among their members and to contribute by participating in community and civic affairs. Their motto is education is our freedom. Freedom should be everybody's business.
41 Chevy.
American GI Forum of San Jose.
Louis Guel.
Louis Gill, U.S. Army. Jose Feliciano Reyes, U.S. Army. All right, Silver Creek High School, NJROTC. The Silver Creek High ROTC represents the east side of San Jose, California. This unit consists of 6 elements: color guard, drum corps, staff corps, exhibition marching unit, and drill team with arms. Wow, very effective. Thank you. And thank you for joining us.
Dev Davis! How you doing, Dev?
I'm Gene. Hi, Gene.
Watch out for my buddy Gene Cox, Dev. He volunteers for everything. Dev Davis, she takes care of Willow Glen, and of course one of our big supporters for the Rose, White, and Blue Parade. Thank you, Dev.
Hi, I'm Dev Davis. I represent District 6 in the city of San Jose as a council member. And I just want to wish everyone a happy Veterans Day. As we celebrate Veterans Day today, it's important to remember our servicemen and women who have served not only abroad, but also here at home. Our National Guard, for instance, helps us every time we have a natural disaster or any kind of disaster. And during the pandemic, for example, the National Guard came to our aid and helped pack food boxes at Second Harvest of Silicon Valley here in San Jose to help make sure everyone was safe and well fed during this pandemic. Our servicemen and women do so much for us. I want to thank you today, and please thank a service member.
What do we got? Pam Foley and Maya Esparza. You two girls got the same car with Lucy and Alan? Pam Foley and Maya Esparza!
What does Veterans Day mean to me? This is an opportunity to give thanks to the men and women of the military who have fought to protect our democracy in this country and around the world. This is an important holiday for us to celebrate, to acknowledge the sacrifices made by all of those men and women, and to encourage them to take care of themselves as they go forward. We are here to protect them, to take care of them as they have protected and taken care of us. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Maya Esparza. I represent District 7 on the San Jose City Council. I'm also a co-founder of Veterans Voices of Santa Clara County and of the All the Way Home campaign to end veteran homelessness here in Santa Clara County. Veterans Day is a very special day for us in our community. It's a day to honor those who've served us. It's also a day to acknowledge and recognize the veterans in our community. With less than 10% of the American population being veterans, it's important for us to acknowledge and support the veterans in our community. Veterans Voices believes that veterans should have the opportunity at jobs and housing and health. But really, it's just a simple thank you to the veterans and our families.
Happy Veterans Day. My name is Jen Loving and I work at an organization called Destination Home, and for the last 4 years we've been so proud to partner with United Veterans Council of Santa Clara County and in our All the Way Home work, which has been our community's campaign to house homeless veterans. I'm so happy to share that since then we've been able to house more than 1,700 veterans who've been living in our streets in Santa Clara County. And you know, for us, for me personally, this is one of the most unconscionable things that a society could do, which is to leave our veterans outside. It has been my deepest honor to get to work with you and so many of our partners on making sure that we're able to bring our veterans all the way home, that they have and deserve the dignity and safety and solace of a home. And our partnership has made that possible. And as we celebrate you today. We want so grateful for your service, for the work you do in our community, and for keeping us safe. Happy Veterans Day.
And here comes the Scottish American Military Society. It's a military veterans organization. Eligibility is extended to individuals who are currently serving or have served in military services of the United States or Commonwealth countries, and who are of Scottish, Irish, or Welsh heritage, or have an interest in those cultures. Post 1921 is currently under the command of Jerry Long. Post 1921 participates in parades, welcome home ceremonies for returning troops, and providing color guard for all Scottish Highland Games from Fresno to the Oregon border. The post supports the World War II Liberty ship SS Jeremiah O'Brien and activities at the Yountville Veterans Home.
Isn't that Fran in the front row of the guys, the Scottish guys, the one that is you call Lover? Yeah. It is?
As they round the corner, that is the United States Submarine Veterans Dolphin Base, which meets at Moffett Field Museum on the second Saturday of every month. All U.S. Navy submarine veterans are strongly encouraged to join. In tow with the Dolphin Base is a 1/20th scale model of the USS Seawolf, a nuclear-powered fast attack submarine commissioned in 1995. The U.S. Sub Service has provided a long history of anti-submarine and anti-service protection. Our thanks to the United States Submarine Service veterans for participating in our parade.
Communication Workers of America.
In their parade.
I think Veterans Day is immensely important to our country because it just gives us all a time to thank the people who either by choice or by draft have served our country in uniform for the more than 100 years now that we've been celebrating this day. And in San Jose, because of our continued celebration, it has been a wonderful time for the community to come together, everyone of all ages from different parts of town. We gather together in solidarity this one day a year to honor these folks. And personally, for me, it's been a parade that I've been very thrilled to be a witness of for many years. Can say I've participated in our celebration a couple of times thanks to my son, who's a Cub Scout. So we've marched in the parade with him, and he loves to see the different military officers, the flags. He loves to see the veterans on the sidelines and handing cards and other things to them. And it's a wonderful day for the whole family, and I'm thrilled to celebrate that in San Jose.
Hi, my name is Dylan from Cub Scouts, Pack 50, Gen 2. Hi, my name is Rain. My name's Jingwei. My name is Brandon. Hi, my name is Owen. Hi, my name is Ethan. Hi, my name is Troy. My name is James. Thank you, veterans, for fighting the war. We appreciate you.
Happy Veterans Day!
Happy Veterans Day!
All right, Vietnam Veterans of America, the Darwin J. Thomas Memorial Chapter 201. As they round the corner, the Darwin J. Thomas Memorial Chapter of Vietnam Vets of America is dedicated to assuring that no veteran is left behind, regardless of the times of their duty. They're honored by a congressionally chartered veteran service organization comprised of Vietnam-era veterans. Yes, thank you, ladies. Thank you, all, one and all, for your service.
Hi, I'm Johnny Camus. I'm an immigrant to the United States. I came here from war-torn Lebanon when I was 8 years old. And as an immigrant, I appreciate all the opportunities that this country has given to me and my family. But I know freedom isn't free. And we rely on our veterans to protect us and to protect the opportunities that this land has to offer. On Veterans Day is the day that we honor the many sacrifices that our veterans who are currently serving and those who have already served our country. We honor those commitments and the sacrifices that they are making and have made. It's a day to show our gratitude for their sacrifice and their commitment to our country. This is my last year in office, and I've been proud to serve for the last 8 years as a city council member in the city of San Jose, and I'm especially proud to have served as a liaison to our veterans in our community over the last 4 years. I'm deeply honored to have that opportunity. May God bless all of you, and may God bless America.
You know, the military really takes on a lot of stuff going on throughout the years, and a big point that needs to be really recognized is the women.
Yes.
The women that really do basically keep this thing here working, and all the achievements they do and all the involvement they're in. And we have some pretty good footage of a lot of women's groups and some of the gals that basically have been in the military and make this thing here work. Sit down and take a look at the gals.
Hey, hi Santa Clara. Hey Santa Clara, thank you for thinking of us. Support our troops.
In a humble little town hangs a blue star in a window of a heavy-hearted house. There's a mother baking brownies like so many times before, packing comfort into boxes for Americans at war. She's proud.
We love you.
South Bay, Blue Star Moms.
Say hi to Lynn.
Rich, is that Lynn?
Yes.
The South Bay Blue Star Moms chapter started in 2004 with 6 moms. Our mission is to support our children or any other family members who are currently serving or have served in the military. The families of the fallen and each other, They are involved in many veteran assistance programs and services in Santa Clara County. They also award quilts of valor to our esteemed veterans.
Right here's Rose Herrera. Rose, how you doing, Rose? Former vice mayor, and she's actually in charge of the parade. She does everything to put this together. Thank you, Rose.
I'm Rose Herrera, former San Jose vice mayor and Vice President of the United Veterans Council of Santa Clara County. Welcome to our UVC 2020 Virtual Veterans Day Parade. This year has been a challenging time for all of us, but our parade team was determined to hold our Veterans Day Parade this year, and they didn't let the pandemic stop them. So we are so proud and happy to share this day with you. Like most veterans, I'm proud of my military service. I joined the Air Force during the Vietnam War at a time when women were not allowed to serve as equals. The Air Force and all branches of the military were struggling with racial disharmony that threatened mission readiness. The Defense Department attempted to address it through an initiative called Race Relations Education. I was asked to become an Air Force race relations instructor, conducting seminars to help service members of all ranks learn to understand each other's backgrounds in order to create a more cohesive fighting force. Discussing race is not easy. Not then, not now. But some of the most profound discussions happened in those classes when people opened up and challenged their prejudices. I do believe that lives were changed for the better. The topics also included sexism and the treatment of women in the military. With the ending of the draft, the success of the all-volunteer force depended on recruiting women. and allowing them to advance. By the time I received my honorable discharge in 1975, the first women were being admitted to Air Force pilot school. And 30 years later, women have flown combat missions and risen to the top levels in the military. Yet women in the military still face challenges in 2020. Women are still vastly underrepresented in the highest ranks of the military. Too many women in the military have experienced sexual assault. Women still have fewer veterans networks to help them transition to civilian life. And even though most people associate veterans homelessness with male veterans, a growing number of women, many with children, are experiencing homelessness. Many women veterans still feel invisible. I've heard this from women veterans who attended women's veteran events hosted by my council office. I was surprised that even these younger veterans still felt invisible and not recognized as veterans. It's important for women vets to share their stories and to be welcomed into veterans organizations. And I'm proud to say that the United Veterans Council is dedicated to increasing diversity in our organization. We are reaching out to younger veterans, women, and veterans from all backgrounds to join us as we chart a course for the future of the United Veterans Council of Santa Clara County. UVC could not put on the annual parade without tremendous support from elected officials, individuals, and business donors. We are especially grateful to San Jose Councilmember Johnny Camus, who has served as our Veterans Liaison to the San Jose City Council for the past 4 years, sponsoring the POW MIA ceremony at City Hall, sponsoring a PTSD seminar at City Hall, supporting the Veterans Day Parade, and always being responsive and supportive to UVC. UVC is especially grateful and appreciative of the support of Supervisor Dave Cortese, who has not only been a steadfast supporter of UVC and a stalwart supporter of the Veterans Day Parade, he also led the county's effort to end veterans homelessness. Finally, we all look forward to celebrating the San Jose Veterans Day Parade in person. Hopefully that will be in 2021. Until then, please stay safe. Remember, it's only halftime in the battle against COVID-19. Let's beat this virus together, and we will see you in 2021. God bless our veterans, God bless our troops, and God bless the United States of America.
All right, Jerry Svindal, veteran, U.S. Army.
There she goes. On there, Zoe Lofgren. Zoe, how you doing, Zoe? Good to see you.
On Veterans Day, the nation stops to think of the sacrifice that hundreds of thousands of Americans have made over the centuries to keep our country safe and free. You know, it's a sacrifice unlike others, where you step forward and say, my community, my country matters more than myself. We are fortunate in the United States that we've always had patriots who would step forward and put their country ahead of themselves. Today is a day to thank them.
Hello, everyone, and thank you for tuning in to celebrate this year's virtual Veterans Day Parade. My name is Raul Perales, and I'm the council representative for District 3, which encompasses the downtown core and all the surrounding neighborhoods. It is my pleasure to be here today celebrating with you and the United Veterans Council of Santa Clara County. Though things are different this year due to the pandemic and what would typically be a day where members of our communities could gather together to remember and participate in our Veterans Day Parade, I'm glad we are still able to connect and have this very important event, even if virtually, and share what Veterans Day means to me and to all of us. Veterans Day is an opportunity to remember, honor, celebrate, and thank those who have served in the United States Armed Forces. We thank them all for their sacrifice and acknowledge their contributions and bravery in fighting for the freedoms that we get to enjoy today. I want to give a special thanks to my grandfather, Charles Richard Sachet, who served in the Navy during the Korean War. It's an honor to be your grandson, and I honor you on this Veterans Day. Happy Veterans Day to all.
Walls. Kiwanis Club of San Jose.
Gotcha. Kiwanis, how you doing, Kiwanis?
There we go.
They do so much stuff here in the Bay Area. It's just crazy. They set up Christmas tree farms or Christmas tree sales in the year. And we got a truck, Peterbilt, loaded down. This float's made up of a division of 12 Kiwanis clubs from San Jose, Willow Glen, Campbell, Santa Clara, Los Gatos, Milpitas, and Morgan Hill. Also key members of the San Jose Unified School District's service in a heartbeat of Kiwanis clubs, no matter where in the world located. Members staged approximately 150,000 service projects, raised nearly $100 million. That's a big darn number, isn't it? God bless you guys. Big Pontiac Catalina, there we go.
It's part of the Kiwanis, 56. There's some more of the Kiwanis.
We got a handful of a couple what I call the fun clips from the parade from last year. And the parade last year, like I mentioned earlier, had 95 plus entries. And when I say 95, these just wasn't just one or two people in it. We're talking marching bands, we're large groups, all kinds of things. The parade took well over 3 hours to do.
It did.
And it was a long parade. I think Estelle pretty much consolidated that into about an hour and a half or maybe 2 hours to make it so we can actually view and see all the stuff. But there's some pretty fun clips, and I know you're going to be seeing those are going on, but I just really had to step in to hear it mentioned. There's a lot of fun clips, aren't they?
There are.
Wait a minute, that's crazy.
They're involved with support. Crazy George! Oh! Crazy George, your brother's up here in the stand.
Crazy George, ladies and gentlemen. And you know what? He's still crazy. Well, I brought a collection of staff cars. Dr. Terry Sullivan, Chief Urology at O'Connor Hospital. He's going to give out free exams. Anybody need a free exam? See Dr. Terry Sullivan. He's got rubber gloves. He's got it all. Plumbers, steam fitters, sprinkler fitters, International Brotherhood of Electrician Workers. Let's hear a little bit more. How you doing? Now that woke everybody up. Good job there, boys and gals. Go Niners!
Santa Clara Building Trades.
It's amazing that you like the dogs in the parade, don't you?
Like the dogs. Hey, baby!
Oh, there's Milton. We don't run over here for a second. Come over here for a second. Run over here. You can do a circle. It's okay. They're not going to fire me. Hi, Milton. Estelle's an animal person. She loves this stuff. Sharky's here.
There's Sharky. All right, we just saw Sharky.
Greetings, I'm Lieutenant Colonel Milan Salas, the Professor of Military Science for Santa Clara University.
And I'm Master Sergeant Landon, the Senior Military Science Instructor for the Santa Clara Army ROTC program. I'd like to wish all the veterans, past and present, a wonderful Veterans Day.
Veterans Day is a national holiday that we take time to represent and honor those that have served or still serving in the Armed Forces of America. We want to make sure that they show appreciation and honor for the time that they take away from their families, sometimes overseas, and we want to make sure that they show that we highly respect them and fully thankful for their services.
When I think of Veterans Day, I think of all the sacrifices that the veterans and most importantly their families have given to our great nation. Having gone through a couple deployments, I know that the stress on the families, the children, the spouse, everybody is great, and not just deployments, but training, long-term events away from home all add a lot to stress. So it's one of the first things I think of is the families.
Up next, some more music to entertain us with. The American High School American Eagles Marching Band is under the direction of Richard F. Wong with drum major Rachel Lynn. The march, this march you will hear today is Amaranches by A.E. Kelly. American High School is one of the 5 high schools in Fremont Unified School District, and the marching band performs at parades, festivals, field shows, competitions, and community events all over the Bay Area. Great flag work.
Flag work, costume.
Nice flag work, gals. I like the costumes. Very patriotic. Looks great. The marching band, excellent. Uniforms, good. Nice to see.
Hello, my name is Thomas J. Fitzgerald III, Director at the VA Palo Alto Healthcare System located in Palo Alto, California, and also proud Army veteran. I want to take this time to say Happy Veterans Day to all my fellow veterans. And for me to really take a little time out to talk about Veterans Day, that was established as a federal holiday in 1938. And this holiday was established, again, to pay homage to all the men and women who have served honorably to provide the freedoms that we are afforded every day in this country. You know, so when you look at this day, yes, November 11th is a wonderful day, and it's a day that's recognized as Veterans Day, but I really want all of our Americans to think about Veterans Day being every day in reality. Every day we should always think about the reason we can get on an airplane and fly across the country, the reason we can drive in our car and drive across, the reason we have jobs, the reasons we have health care, the reasons we have rights, and think about that man or woman that raised their right hand and took that oath of service to ensure that we had those rights. So let's not forget about them, and let's always keep them near and dear. And remember, a country can be judged upon how it treats its veterans. Thank you, and let's have a great Veterans Day, but let's have a great Veterans Year also. Take care.
Up next, Military Vehicle Collectors of California. You know more about this one, Michael. Military Vehicle Collectors of California is a nonprofit organization dedicated to the acquisition and restoration of historical military vehicles. Primarily encompassing Northern California, we have members nationwide as well as in countries overseas. They have over 600 members, and they welcome anyone with an interest in keeping military history alive for future generations. Military Vehicle Collectors of California.
A few of these come to a lot of events that we do, and they actually have a British motor. They have a Bentley engine in them. They're really kind of cool, really kind of great. There he is. That's the builder and designer. Yep, that's it. Is that R2-D2, or is that his name? Maybe that is R2-D2, I don't know. It's just neat to see these guys restore, rebuild, repair, finding parts, restoring parts to get these in parades, and so people can still the memory of this stuff. You know, here's a vehicle here, a Jeep, set up for Red Cross, painted it that way. That's how they looked. And that collection we were talking about was Jacques Littlefield. Jacques Littlefield had all these military tanks and all these type of vehicles there. Just something to see him out there.
Okay, thank you.
Did you have a good time? Thanks. You did. I mean, sometimes the body makes a point. We're so fortunate to get the talent that we got this year, you know, like for Angela, the voice of San Jose,
yes,
to sing the opening anthem. And then we got two young ladies, and what song they're singing at the end?
They're singing God Bless America.
And that's such a great fitting for what's going on. And after the song, there's a group that's, we call them the Tank Guys, or the Tank Group. Doug Bowles happens to run them. They bring all the military tanks to all sorts of events, and they don't really label themselves with a name because they said, we're military, we're veterans. And he says, that's who we are. And it was really kind of neat. They put together a great piece, and we saw what they kind of did, and putting the show here together, we thought that was a great mix to do with God Bless America. So please enjoy.
For me, Veterans Day is really the day that we get to honor everyone that has served, whether they're still living or whether they gave the ultimate sacrifice in the past. And it's a time for families to come together and remember those now and from before, and really give them the tribute they deserve.
My grandpa was in the Navy for 30 years, and it means a lot to me to celebrate Veterans Day because he served our country, and Veterans Day is a day that we can celebrate all the people who have fought for our country or served our country. So yeah.
God bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her through the night with a light from above. From the mountains to the prairies to the oceans wide with foam. God bless America, my home, sweet home. God bless America, my home, sweet home.
Bye.